symbols of the black dot. Another symbol comes out of England of the black dot. Here's the dot, which is an opening, and in the form of that particular opening, you see a particular monster, which the octopus that represents that particular monster. That particular monster, the original monsters, was nothing but talking about the higher selves. Later on, the Chinese, who had a lot of stuff on the dragon and a lot of things on monsters and different things, they changed them and took them and changed them into the Japanese, basically, changed them into horror stories like gargoyles and Godzilla and all that kind of thing. The original monsters was talking about the other dimension and who your soul outside of the physical body, which does not necessarily look like a monster. We're talking about energy fields here, which is characteristic of energy. The monsters was hieroglyphic, because they got a hieroglyphic for everything. So what is the hieroglyphic when we want to explain the most powerful energy on the planet? We would make a demon or a beast, 666. We'd make a demon. We'd make a hideous character as a symbol other than the actual character itself. We talk about formulas. The spirit is formulas. So when they wanted to explain higher levels of energy in the people, they would always put a hieroglyphic or a symbol of a hideous thing that looked ugly, not denoting that the actual thing was ugly, but what was they talking about? They was talking about like the skull and the crossbones. It's the most powerful. You understand what I'm saying? It's the most powerful. Awesome. Powerful. Miraculous. So what happened was it was easy for the Christians to come around. It was easy for the Christians to come back in the later days and take all of this particular symbology of the ancient Sumerians, of the ancient Egyptians, or the ancient I Ching people, that system that came out of Samaria, came out of Egypt to Samaria and went to China. It was easier for them to take symbology that denoted power, energy, and turn that into stuff that was what you would call satanic or wicked. You see, and this is what we're dealing with and what we got locked into today, which is this famous picture, of a black woman with the third eye. You see the third eye, you see the dreadlocks, and inside of her you see this demon. The demon represents energy. It's not just her spirit doesn't look like this, because the spirit doesn't necessarily have any form. But in explaining the form in ancient times, when they wanted to explain how powerful something was, they always put a monster. You see what I'm saying? Always put a monster, and it's no different than this most ancient symbol of Christ, of Harpocrates, where they put the same monster vest. These two particular pictures are one and the same. This is just a modern rendition of the same picture of the monster, which is talking about melanin, chaos. You understand what I'm saying? Chaos, melanin. That particular part that deals with going against the order of what the physical is. Another symbols of chaos, melanin. You see the same different thing, but you see two eyes. So this is denoting the same energy that's inside of you. This is this inside of you. So when the Moors brought a certain amount of things to Europe, these particular things later on became demonic or satanic. And basically what's happening is the reason why, even in the conscious movement, the reason why we couldn't get further recently is because even our most conscious scholars, not most of the historians, but other people, like parts of the nation, parts of different Hebrew organizations and stuff, they always still refer to an actual living Satan. You see what I'm saying? Something demonic. And basically they still talk against themselves, because nobody really ever talks on the devil. You see what I'm saying? So here you see the black dot, you see the Kundalini energy here, and you see this demon. And this particular demon is the one that is the eater of souls, the eater of spirits. So it's talking about it's your higher self eating, symbolic of eating the conscious, your subconscious destroying the consciousness, because the consciousness is nothing but a film strip going on, a TV special going on that's blocking out your real self. So when the higher self comes in, it eats the consciousness. So now each one of these particular pictures that I just showed talks about the higher self that eats the consciousness. Now, which is talking about the seed of the atom. So even when we're dealing with physics, we're talking about something just as strong as a nuclear bomb. And that's the way it can destroy the world. That's your own energy in you is just as strong as a nuclear bomb.